Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, before the NFA meeting starts, and I'm with Jeff Macco, CEO with Macco Floors and Hadingers. Jeff, how you doing?
Doing great, Kemp. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Good to be with you. You're a good person to interview. I'd like to get a read on business conditions. You have 7 retail stores up in the Wisconsin area and 1 store that you've owned for a few years now on the west coast of Florida. Talk about business conditions.
The conditions in the north are good. Business is up, not greatly, but almost double digits. Much more consistent, I think, in the north. We don't see the highs and the lows as we do in other parts of the United States. Business in Florida is up more. We are seeing a lot more construction in Florida. I think our biggest challenge now in Florida is really labor.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's start with the retail sector. Is the consumers spending a good amount of money now, or are they holding on to what they're saving at the pump? Talk about their attitude around spending for flooring.
Oh, I think it's up. Replacement remodel for sure is up in most of our locations, better than it's been in the last few years. We'd like to see the builder business, I think, in the north a little bit better. But no, replacement remodel, I believe, is up. I think that consumer confidence is back. I do think they see a substantial savings in their pocketbook on fuel. I know I do. We have almost 70 trucks that are on the road, so I see it. And I think that consumer spending is up. Again, the builder end of it is not as robust up north as we'd like. Certainly it's coming back in the south. But no, consumer confidence is high, I think.
Mm-hmm. Is this mostly in the upper price points, better flooring, or across the board?
I think across the board. I think we're still struggling a little bit with the perception that the consumers had after the downturn in the economy, that the only thing she felt she could afford was low end. So we're going to fight that battle again, trying to explain why the better quality goods are really a better value. You know, we believe that value is substantially better than low price. Sometimes that's all the consumer wants is low price, but by the same token, she still ultimately needs the best value, whether that's a high-end good or a low-end good. She needs the best value.
Mm-hmm. All right, so of the 3 sectors, and that being residential replacement, builder, and commercial, which one is doing the best for you right now?
I think it depends a little bit on the geography. In the north, replacement remodel is doing well, and new construction is flat. Commercial business is really up north. We don't do a lot of commercial in the south yet, but in the Midwest, our commercial business is up double digits again 2 years in a row, so that's doing great. In the south, the new construction business is really up. Again, the builders are starting to build again down in the south. We do see some of the replacement remodel business increasing down there. Again, we don't do any commercial down there yet, but I see buildings going up all over the place down there.
It's been about a month since this whole Lumber Liquidators thing happened. Talk a little bit about that. Did you have people coming in your store asking about it? How did you react? Did you use it in your favor?
It was amazing. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. I was in the Florida store the morning after that Sunday program aired and took at least a dozen calls from every city that we have, mostly from consumers. I personally call most of the consumers back. I've never seen a response like that ever. Consumers were demanding country of origin certificates on the products that we were selling, specifically the laminates. Anything that came out of China, I had one customer that specifically wanted to know that it did not come from the same factory that they saw on television from Lumber Liquidators. We had one customer that wanted to change their order complete from laminate to something different. I can tell you that it was very good for us. We have fought that Lumber Liquidators battle along with a lot of other retailers for years. Had several salespeople say, boy, how do I tell my consumer that this product is not the same as what they see at Lumber Liquidators? Well, now we could finally tell them. There's a reason that most everybody, box stores included, have a certain price point for a certain product, and this particular retailer was 10% under the market. They were 10% under the market because they were buying inferior product. It wasn't because they were nice guys. It wasn't because they found the secret. They just were cheating, and they got caught cheating. So this was good for us. It was good to expose that dealer for what they really were, and in this case, I believe consumers have become better educated for this. Certainly they're going to have a safer household because of it. We are too. You know, we really researched the products that we carry. We made certain that we had the specific standards and that they weren't just rubber stamping, that these were legitimately tested products, and we were providing safe materials for our clients.
Yeah, I've got to concur with you. I think this is good for everybody that's doing business cleanly. I think, Lumber Liquidators certainly had taken market share, and hopefully you got an opportunity now to gain some back. Let's talk a little bit about digital marketing. It seems to be the topic of the day when you travel to any of these aligned dealers or any of these buying groups. Talk about what you're doing in that area.
Yeah, you're right. It is the talk of the day. We did a complete redesign of our website. We hired a new firm to help us with digital marketing, starting with a new website. We found out what really the consumer is looking at on our site, what's important, what's not important. And then we, again, hired a firm specifically to help us with digital marketing. First, our reputation online, where they monitor everything that is said about us, both good and bad, and assist with that. And then with certain paid search online and all different aspects of mobile marketing. So if a consumer is driving down the road and she's got her telephone on and drives past our store, her phone's going to ding, and she's going to say on her phone, it'll say, hey, stop into the Macco store that you're driving by, and you can pick up a coupon. So there's a lot of different things that we're just starting to do now, but our consumers are really in tune to that. They're not watching the 6 o'clock news like they used to be. So we're just trying to find better ways to reach them, and mobile marketing is a neat new area for us.
I noticed you're carrying around an iPhone 6 Plus, as am I. So, that little phone device has become a small television, hasn't it?
Yes, it's funny you should say that. I was in Europe last week with a bunch of people from Wisconsin, and we were trying to watch one of the basketball games. The University of Wisconsin was playing, and so I had about 8 people standing around my little telephone watching an entire basketball game because that's what we could get. But in any case, we find consumers are doing the same. We had to put Wi-Fi in our stores because consumers were coming in with their iPads, and they were upset because they couldn't get their iPad open and show us what they wanted to show us online because they couldn't, we didn't have Wi-Fi. So, it. You either conform or you'll be cast out on this electronic, media. It's exciting.
You're an NFA member, so I already know the answer to this. You believe strongly in spending to bring store traffic. Any just rough numbers as far as the percentage of your top line that you spend? And then after you tell me that, how much of that do you spend in digital?
We've been in the 5% range of advertising for a long time, and you're right. You spend money if you want to drive consumers in. We open a new location, and that'll spike. We'll be higher than that. We could be 7 or 8% of our volume that we'll spend in marketing. Now, how much of that is mobile? A very small portion today. But that is exactly where we're at right now. We're at the point of moving some of that money. That's a toughie, to take money that we were spending for years that we know we got results on and say, let's not buy TV, let's not buy radio, and let's buy mobile media or internet type marketing. Right now it's less than 10%. I submit that within 5 years it'll be half. I know that because our suppliers are doing that already.
Mm-hmm. All right, great, Jeff. It was good to catch up with you. Look forward to spending more time with you at the meeting. Again, we're talking to Jeff Macco, who's CEO with Macco Floors and Hadingers on the west coast of Florida. And you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.